Okay, good morning. This is the final day of your presentations before examination. As you all know that examination date is already fixed. That's on 9th April 2017, next month, 9th Sunday, organized by the Embassy Office. There may be the presentation may be held outside the university. The venue and the time will be announced by the Embassy Office later on. But before that, one is that you have to present at least one presentation. This is the final day. We'll see that how many people, how many students are going to present their proposals today, and also the final date of your submission will be little bit extended till 15th of this month. 10 days to go. No presentations, but you can submit. You can adjust your the final the document and submit to the Dropbox available in the LMS page. You can see that there's a LMS page in page. The Dropbox final research proposal submit here. Your final submission upload here in this Dropbox. No any other Dropbox. Even though you have submitted the final document to the other Dropbox, please resubmit the same to the final research proposal submit Dropbox. The Dropbox will be closed on 15th March 2017. This automatically closed. No extension, no late submission is allowed. Therefore, you have to submit by 15th March 2017 to this Dropbox. And final presentation will be held on 9th April 2017. That may be the, as I said before, not in the university premises, maybe at somewhere in the very close hotel premises. That will be arranged by the Embassy Office. No need to pay for you. The Embassy Office will arrange every facilities. Okay, just remind you, please submit the final document to this Dropbox and hard copy to the Embassy Office, University of Kelaniya. For international students or those who are in abroad, you can post your documents to the Embassy Office, University of Kelaniya. Hard copy. We need the hard copy as well as the soft copy to this Dropbox. But you are not allowed, at least you have not presented at least one presentation. You are not allowed to submit. The Embassy Office reject your the proposal if you have not presented at least one presentation. Okay, thank you very much. And little bit late now, therefore we will take that one by one the presentation. There are 10 students agreed to submit, agreed to present today their proposals. Therefore, now we'll start with that number 12. There are 5 students in front of me. Is the number 12 is here? No? Number 12, Hemanta. No? Hemant is in online? No? And number 19, Vijayvardhana. MGIC Vijayvardhana. He is online. Can you please contact Vijayvardhana?
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Are you ready to present?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, let me start then, sir. Hello?
Number, that is
19.
your number 19.
Yes. Shall I start? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, sir, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, you can start.
Shall I? All right. Good morning, everyone. My research proposal is on the impact of mobile banking on the activities and the profitability of commercial banks in Sri Lanka. Uh, uh, in this proposal, uh, I would like to discuss about what are the impacts happen to the commercial banks with the introduction of mobile banking services in the recent past. Um Introduction part, I gave a brief introduction of what is the term mobile banking is, what is the meaning of the term mobile banking, and how it introduced to the banking system in the recent past years. Because a few years back there was no such term like mobile banking. Uh, then the objective of my research is to determine the effect of mobile banking on the financial performance of commercial bank in Sri Lanka. That is the profitability. The research area is the effect on mobile banking on the activities of the commercial banks in Sri Lanka.
Vijayavardhana, can you
My
increase that your volume, please?
all right, sir. Now is it okay?
No, no, not
Hello,
enough. Full
not enough.
volume.
How about now, sir? Hello,
Okay, okay, okay.
hello. All right. My research questions. There's two few questions. Does the mobile banking has an impact on activities of the mobile commercial banks in Sri Lanka? And did it make easier or more difficult to conduct activities in banking? And will it be profitable to adapt this service to the banks? In the literature review part, I gave uh, some uh, some research views from the past researchers, and it will give some idea about how my research will go on. Um, the conceptual framework, the independent variable I took is the cost incurred on providing mobile banking services. The dependent variable will be the profitability as well as the satisfaction of the employees of the bank. The methodology. In this methodology, I will speak about the research design, the population of the research, the sample, as well as the collection and analysis of data. The research design. This study will adapt an exploration approach using a descriptive design to investigate the factors that affect the profitability of commercial banks in Sri Lanka with the adoption of mobile banking services. The target population will be all the commercial banks in Sri Lanka. As a sample, I will take 50 employees who will age from 20 to 40 from all commercial banks, and with the questionnaire, I would like to collect information from them. The data collection will be done in several methods. One will be a questionnaire, the one will be a personal interviews, another one will be observation as well as the annual reports of the banks in the recent past years. Data analysis will be done by descriptive statistics, and the references are given as well.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
now, Vijayavardhana, now,
Yes, sir.
according to the conceptual framework, now,
Yes.
the one dependent variable is profitability. How do you measure the profitability?
Well, I would like to refer their annual reports, and I would like to get some idea about how their profit changes according to the cost incurred on mobile banking services. As we all know, with the use of mobile banking services,
No, no, I asked that
uh,
correct answer for me. No, don't explain other things. I asked, how do you measure the profitability?
Not the profitability. I would like to measure the change in profitability with the use of mobile banking services.
Yes, how do you measure? I asked the
I
measurement.
will
When
I
I
will
ask the
compare
measurement, how do you say that is it profitable or not?
I will compare their profits in the past years without mobile banking services and the recent years with mobile
That's
banking
the correct
services.
answer, but you are telling that something wrong. No, I asked that how to measure the profitability. You are telling that something any other thing. How measure based on profit? Am I correct?
Yes,
Ah,
profit before tax.
okay. Now in your conceptual framework there is another one. What is called satisfaction of the bank's employees. Is that a
Yes,
dependent variables again?
uh, yes, I would like to measure the satisfaction because with the use of mobile banking services, there will be a reduction of recruitment, I believe, because
No, no, no. I
with
asked that. Please listen to my question. One dependent variable is profitability. It is correct. Measurement is the based on the profit and changes of the profit.
yes,
Is there two dependent variables in your conceptual framework?
uh, yes,
Yes. Now the second dependent variable of your conceptual framework is satisfaction of the bank employees. Am I correct?
yes.
Yes. Now, how do you measure the satisfaction of bank employees?
With their experiences, I mean, I provide them a questionnaire. With them, I can measure the satisfaction whether they like it or not like it.
No, that is not the satisfaction. That is called the perception. Perception is different from the satisfaction. When you go to the bank employees, and ask whether you satisfy with this one or not, they definitely say yes, yes, I satisfy. Because always that the people's the perception is different from the for satisfaction. There's a methodology. Lot of methodologies are available. I have mentioned that even this is not your first presentation. I think that you have presented previously. Am I correct?
No, no, this is my first presentation.
If you follow that my previous comments on this type of presentations, there are
Mhm.
a few students presented on satisfaction of the employees, but I have mentioned this is the HR field. HR field to to measure the satisfaction of the employees, there are a lot of methodologies are available. I don't know. Then you have to search how to measure satisfaction of the employees. There are a lot of methodologies available. Not just asking the question from the employees and say, yes, are you satisfied? Are you not satisfied? Then
Oh,
definitely you may find that satisfied, because that always
okay, sir.
therefore now what you have to say, if you take the dependent variable as satisfaction of bank employees, you have to use the methodology,
Uh,
measurements. Measurements are, lot of measurements are available. Theories are available for evaluation of satisfaction. Okay?
okay, sir. Okay, sir. I will look forward to
Yes.
find the
One is
measurements there.
that if you want to look the research articles and include that one into your proposal, or otherwise delete that part, take only the profitability of the commercial bank as dependent variables.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
now independent variables, what are the independent variables?
The cost they incur on mobile banking services.
Only the cost, only one independent variable.
Uh, yes.
One independent variable is not enough for uh, your part, your research proposal. Cost incurred in providing banking, just taking the cost, that is enough. No, very simple. No, you have
Okay,
to
sir.
take that many independent variables based on how the banks mobile banking activities of the banks. mobile banking activities of the organization. There are lot of the independent variables are available to measure the cost is one. You have to take many more.
Okay, sir. I will add some other variables too.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you very much, and that's
Thank you.
enough
Welcome, sir.
today.
Thanks, sir. Okay.
Okay, next one. Next one, number 24, Chintani. This camera is there. You have to come forward. Yes, please take this microphone.
Good morning. My research topic is effect of firm size on profitability of the listed manufacturing firms in Sri Lanka. Profitability is the key measure of firm performance and effectiveness.
Say some signals to the mic, camera.
Okay. Firm,
No, just
and
say that hi to the camera. Camera will automatically.
okay.
No, say some signal.
Hi.
Yes. Then automatically comes to you. That's the way of automatically they turn into your side.
Okay.
Now correct.
The size of firm means production capacity and ability of firm purchasers, and the objective of this research is to discover whether there is a relationship between firm size and profitability, and the impact of firm size on profitability in listed manufacturing firms in Sri Lanka. The sub-objectives are to identify the impact of firm size on profitability and to identify the profitability of listed manufacturing firms in Sri Lanka. To do the to uh, to do the data collecting.
Now just go to the first one is the topic. If the topic is correct, firm size and profitability of listed manufacturing firms in Sri Lankan Stock Exchange.
It should be amended.
Sri Lankan Stock Exchange.
No, it should be amended.
What is
Colombo
the topic?
stocks.
Yeah, what is the correct one?
The effect of firm size on listed manufacturing companies in Colombo Stock Exchange.
No need Colombo Stock Exchange. Manufacturing firms in Sri
Sri
Lanka.
Lanka. Okay.
Why you go to the Colombo Stock Exchange? Your sample will take from the listed companies. That doesn't matter. But you say that firm size and profitability.
Yes. Firm size and to do this data will collect secondary data will collected by financial statements as indicators of from profitability.
Where is your the conceptual framework?
I haven't uploaded, so but I can present it now.
Yes.
Okay. So
What is your dependent variables?
dependent variables are net profit ratio and return on assets.
What is that? Your independent variable?
Firm size, total asset. Firm size 1 is total assets, 2 is total sales, and control variable is asset turnover. Hypothesis 1 is there is a significant relationship between firm size and profitability. Hypothesis 2 is an impact of firm size and profitability.
Okay, now overall, this is the first time that you have.
No, sir, I have presented that in front of Professor Molas that day.
Yeah, now this one is the firm size and profitability is obvious. We all know that big firms more profit and small firms small profit. It is obvious. There's no validity for your research because it's like the undergraduate research, the firm size and the profitability. Very simple. What is the importance of doing this one? Why you say that there is a problem? What is the problem? You may be in trouble when presenting this type of the proposal in the final. This is the master level research colloquium presentation. Therefore, now it should be that there is a the validity for your research. Everyone knows that big firms and the small firms profit or big firms profit than the small firms. And what is the problem? You have to find out the problem clearly. Then you have to find out the answers. This is very simple. Everyone knows, obvious. Therefore, doing this type of research is no validity for master level research. I don't know what to do now in the final stage. Yes. Okay. Yeah, accepted that this overall the framework is okay, but you have to add some more firm size and the profitability. Sometimes that size can be considered as the control variables. But independent variables, profitability is okay. Firm size may be the control variable. That independent variables, what are the independent variables? Firm size is not an independent variable. You have to find out that any other independent variable compare with the profitability. You say the profitability. You say the possibility to find out some other independent variables and incorporate and finalize your research. Okay. There is a common mistake that they made. Now you are in the final stage. This is the final presentation date. Therefore, now it is very difficult to change. That's why I asked several times. At least you have to do at least one presentation previously. If you did that one presentation previously, you may find that your weaknesses and improve it, incorporate it, and resubmit today. But anyway, now if you can, you have another 1 week to submit, but I don't take the presentation, and we'll see the final presentation date, what will happen. Okay, next one is number 32, Rajipan. Take this microphone.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, all of you. My presentation of effectiveness of the computer-based accounting in business form of Northern Province. Accounting is referred to progress, identify the measurement and communicating economic information to from it inform to an rational decision. Accounting is a necessary assemble, implement, ensure, modify, and maintain the contract set of the organization. In addition, accounting helps the compare and contribution made and the revenue received by each participant and distributing this information. Ac- ac- Accounting software is an application that record and progress accounting transaction within function modulation such as account payable, account receivable, payroll, and trial balance.
Yes, now Deepan, what is your the objective? Proposal effectiveness computer-based accounting in business firms. Effectiveness computer-based, everyone knows that computer-based accounting softwares are available everywhere. Then what is the effectiveness? Effectiveness of software?
Software.
Everyone knows that the effectiveness of software is available. Which softwares you
QuickBook,
everyone knows that now QuickBook is very good, MyOb is very good, and how do you check that effectiveness? Effectiveness of the computer softwares is not a research. What is the problem statement? What is the level of effectiveness computer based? No, Northern Province, no. What is the average level of computer based? By using the computer based accounting, how effectiveness the company is the research. Then comparing that manual accounting, who use that manual accounting system and the computer accounting system. Characteristic for application of accounting package and effectiveness computer based accounting is everyone knows, because accounting people, everyone knows the accounting the effectiveness of the computer based softwares available in the world is very good than the manual accounting. What is the meaning of doing it? Then what is the problem? Tell me the problem. No, tell me the problem. Don't see that one. Simply you say, what is the problem?
What is the effectiveness of the computer-based accounting in Northern Province?
What is the problem in Northern Province? You just say that you may find some document and now say that no. Tell me that 2 words, 1 sentence. What is the problem in Northern Province? Northern Province accounting software. Is there any special softwares available in the Northern Province? If it is okay, now I will agree. But the softwares are available in the world. Maybe used in the Northern Province, that all softwares, worldwide accepted softwares. Worldwide accepted software. Worldwide accepted softwares applied in Northern Province. Then how do you check that? Is there any special softwares available in the Northern Province? Then you can compare that software with that the Colombo Province softwares and Northern Province software. You can compare, but even every people in the world use that same software. Then why you check that effectiveness?
Improvement the accounting software is Northern Province. Improvement. Improvement. Software Northern Province.
They won't develop that accounting software. No, if the Northern Province people develop their own softwares, then they check that effectiveness of such softwares is important. Whether that effectiveness of that particular software is there or not. That's the research. Otherwise, everyone knows MyOb, QuickBook, the AgPack. Not only in Sri Lanka, even other countries use that same softwares because they are effective. Therefore, no need to do a research. No failure, my dear friend. But if you can change this topic into by using the softwares, computer-based accounting softwares, or the performance or effectiveness of the companies by using the computer-based softwares in other province is different. Whether there are people, many people use manual accounting system even nowadays in northern province. I don't know. That's your problem. Then some people, some organization, they use that world accepted computer-based accounting packages for their recording the transactions. Then compare with these two forms and say those who are using that computer-based accounting packages performance is better than those who are not using. Then there's a research. Otherwise, effectiveness computer-based is not a research. Sorry, my dear friend, please change it and resubmit. Okay, next one. Number 43, Balasurya.
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Good morning.
friends. My research
Say some signals to the camera. Okay, start now.
my topic is factors influencing the tax evasion, avoiding, and tax frauds. Self-assessment system of paying taxes gives an ease and better self-control to the taxpayers over their responsibilities. Sri Lanka is a country which practices self-assessment system principle over its citizens. So the duty of the taxpayers is to settle their tax liabilities in a volunteer basis. Fortunately, most of the people have been convinced with this procedure clearly and pay their due taxes, but still there is a segment of people who are engaged in swindling and forgery to escape from the paying taxes. Although there is a set of strict tax laws, rules and regulations in practice, some taxpayers have been induced not to report their actual income to the tax authorities. And this common malpractice can categorize into three basic categories as tax avoidance, evasion and fraud. Tax avoidance basically means making use of the loopholes in the law to get advantages to reduce or avoid the tax burden. Even though the tax avoidance is totally legal, the tax authorities do not expect such misbehavior from a good taxpayer. But in tax evasion and in fraud, normally people breach tax laws to refrain from paying taxes. The background to the study is...
Okay, now, Balasurya.
Yes.
Now, this is your conceptual framework.
Yes.
It is a dependent or independent? I think there is a dependent variable, and these are the independent.
Yes.
Tax evasion and planning of tax frauds.
Yes, independent.
Corruption, compliance, too high. Yes,
Yes.
okay. Now, this is okay. Conceptual framework is okay.
Yes.
Now, the sample is 500 tax files.
Yes, from a large taxpayer branches.
And how do you measure this? This one by one? Tell me that few.
So each unit normally keeps their back duty reports monthly and annually basis. The back duty reports means that we assess them due to the reasons of avoiding or some reasons. Sometimes it may be by genuine mistakes or
Now, for example, now you see the lack of transparency in government expenditure.
yeah,
How do you find?
by questionnaires.
By questionnaires from
From the taxpayers.
tax officers.
Yes, the taxpayers.
Taxpayer, I am a taxpayer. I don't know the lack of transparency in government expenditure. If you ask that question from me, I don't know. Lack of transparency in government, I don't know government expenditure based on how much government expends to the tax department or tax officers. I don't know. I am the taxpayer. How do you check? Asking question from me.
No, sir.
That's why I asked. Then again, that is. No, tell me that.
Sometimes they say like that.
No, they say like that, but you cannot find from the answer from me. Answer from the taxpayer. They are taxpayers all lie in front of you. You ask that question from the taxpayer. They said that I don't know. I pay my taxes based on my income. I don't know how much you get that from the government or how much expenditure government spend for you and the department. That's up to you, not my question. Then you have to ask that question from the tax officers or the tax authorities or the government, the ministers or the parliamentary, the committees. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And again, now uh, too
Tax rates.
higher taxes, tax rates.
Yeah, tax rates.
That is also available. You cannot. Are you going to ask that from the taxpayers?
Taxpayers. Yeah.
Taxpayers.
No,
Then that's available in the from where
from the
you
tax
collect
officers.
tax officer.
Yes.
Then complicated tax laws and mechanism.
From the taxpayers.
Corruptions by the authorities.
From the taxpayers.
Taxpayers.
Yes.
Taxpayers will say that a lot of corruptions in the tax department.
Sometimes.
No, if you ask that some political movement, they will say that when you ask that the previous government, they say that no, there's no corruption. But now the government asks that yes, corruptions in the previous government officers, not now.
Normally interviewing
That's the common the answers for this type of questions. Corruptions by the authorities. Then corruptions by the authorities, from asking the question, you cannot find the corruptions.
Yeah.
When you ask questions from the assessors or deputy commissioners, is there any corruptions in your department? No, why not? Corruptions in tax department. Then you cannot find that.
Yes.
Then you have to get indirectly by using some other information and find out whether there is a corruptions in the particular department or not. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Likewise, that the overall framework is good, but you have to say that how do you collect this information? That is much important. And finally, how do you analyze the data?
I will categorize into two groups, and the assessment has issued assessment have issued for genuine mistakes and the reason for that duty. The reasons are categorized again, whether they are as a result of avoidance, fraud, or evasion.
Okay, now again the problem is that introduction, there is no citations, no references for your introduction. You just write, no citations. Therefore,
I added them some.
but we don't believe that your views for the introduction. Sometimes you may say that I have experience, so much experience, therefore I can write that more than the others. No, we cannot believe you. Even though you have qualified and you had lot of experience, we cannot believe. You have to refer some research articles or that your department, any other
Reports.
documents, yes, reports, you may have submitted somewhere, the research papers,
Revenue
yes,
reports, monthly reports,
all these.
performance.
Yes, we expect from your final report
Okay, sir.
references. Otherwise, you cannot get more marks. Okay,
Okay, sir.
we incorporate that part, and when your final presentation, please uh, tell us that how do you collect this data.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank
That's
you, sir.
enough today. Okay, thank you. And you see now the differences of your presentations. Now you find that your the weaknesses, even though you have a little time to incorporate, you should do it. Otherwise, you cannot get the final marks of your presentation. Okay, next one is number 51. Manosundaram, Mohan, Mohana Sundaram. No. Mr. D.B. Pereira, number 57.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My dear friends. My research proposal is about capital structure and its impact on profitability. For this research, I have selected listed hotels in the Colombo Stock Exchange in Sri Lanka. The capital structure is how firm finances overall operations and growth by using different sources of funds. Capital structure consists of the equity capital and debt capital a company uses to finance its operations. Over the past years, many researchers have done immense research in order to discover a relationship between the capital structure and profitability. It is much rewarding to approach an optimal point where a certain capital structure yields the maximum output value of a company. There are two main theoretical perspectives, the trade-off approach and the pecking order approach. The trade-off approach theory states that as the debt equity ratio increases, there is a trade-off between the interest tax shield and the bankruptcy, causing an optimal capital structure. The company may choose how much debt finance and equity finance it needs to balance the cost and benefits. On the other hand, pecking order theory explains an inverse relationship between the profitability and debt ratios. And my conceptual framework, it includes dependent variables as profitability and independent variable is a capital structure. My research question is, does the capital structure of a company have an impact on its profitability? There is three main objectives of this research: to find out the relationship between capital structure and profitability, to assess the dependency of capital structure on profitability, to recognize an optimal capital structure that would be associated with the best performance. For this research, I have collected the financial data from the annual report of 15 listed hotels which were registered under the Colombo Stock Exchange. from year 2010 to 2015. The statement of financial positions and statement of profit and loss is used to obtain the relevant data. And my sample is 38 listed hotels in Colombo Stock Exchange under the hotels and travels category. From that, I choose my sample of 15 hotels selected randomly. And for the calculation of profitability, I have used return on assets, return on equity, debt to equity, and debt to total asset ratios.
How do you measure the dependent variables?
Using return on assets and return on equity.
Yeah, again, several times I have mentioned, if you take that two measurements, what will be the final one? To measure the profitability, you take that ROA and ROE. Then, how do you enter the SPSS package? Two figures as independent variable, dependent variable.
This one.
Choose one.
Okay.
Telling two, choose one. Why you have mentioned the two and choose one?
Decision.
Get
a decision.
To get the decision, take two and analyze, take only one. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't know whether that you say that simple regression, you cannot use two. Then take one, that's enough. Okay, and how do you measure the independent?
Capital structure, I'm measuring with the debt to equity and debt to total assets.
Okay, then what's the problem? How do you justify that there's a problem in Sri Lanka? In the capital structure problem in the companies?
Because without a proper capital structure in a company, it cannot run very.
That's your idea, no? You have to justify it. You have to say if you want that you analyze the data in the capital structure of the companies and say that there is a problem in these companies in Sri Lanka. Therefore, by doing the research is very much important. Otherwise, that you say something, not just justifying, or otherwise that you take that literature or the other researchers in other countries and how they say in their countries and say that I'm going to apply the same. We'll see that in whether it is in Sri Lanka or not. That is much important. Otherwise, if your word is not enough. Okay, thank you very much, and that's little improve your justification of your research problem and the measurements. Okay, thank you very much. Next one is number 60. Valivitage.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning of my friends. My research topic is internal auditors' perception about their role in risk management in public sector. So, internal auditing is an independent, objective assurance and consulting activity. Its core role with regards to enterprise risk management is to provide objective assurance to the board on the effectiveness of risk management. So my question is, are internal auditors able to play effective role in the field of risk management in government organization? My objectives of this study to identify the major criteria of a comprehensive risk management framework that can be employed in the public sector in Sri Lanka. Second one, to define a major procedures to oversee the whole risk management framework in order to provide a reasonable assurance on the effectiveness of risk management. Third one, to examine the role played by internal auditors and other actors in the audit of risk management framework. Fourth one, to collect international auditors' opinion regarding factors of risk management auditing. My variables, independence variable, level of perception of internal auditors in application of risk management audit. Another one is depend variable, role played in risk management criteria by internal auditors in risk management. I'm collecting samples. For this research, 30 major government organizations selected based on budgetary provisions allocated. Our structured questionnaire is distributed among chief internal auditors of those organizations for collect data.
That's all.
Yes.
What are the independent variables?
Independence variable, level of the perception of internal auditors in application for the risk management audit.
Level of?
Level of perception of internal auditors in application of risk management audit.
The level of perception. How do you get that information?
I give the questionnaire to the
Question
internal
and ask.
auditors.
Their perception and the other independent variables.
Only one independent variable.
Only one independent. Dependent variable.
Dependent variable, role played in risk management criteria by internal auditors in risk management.
One, only one.
Yeah.
One-to-one perception and role.
Yeah.
Perception and role is not enough. No? Perception and role is not enough. Perception means that your auditor's perception about their role. Why don't you take that job description? Perception is, there are a lot of things in the job description. The auditor may say, no, I don't want to check that. If I get that the letter from that particular organization, I go and check. Otherwise, that auditor duty is go and sleep there over there. This is my this is my perception. That is my perception. If I get that the complaint from the other officers, I'll go and check. Otherwise, I go and sleep over there, get my salary. That is my perception. The role is different based on my perception. But I have job descriptions. You have to do continuously. You have to do continuous audit. You have to every day. You have to get the internal control meetings, and you have to report to your supervisors. No, I don't do, because my perception is different. Therefore, perception and the role is, that is one the criteria you can check, but you have to check more independent variables, not only perception. If my perception is I don't want to go to work, whenever I want, I go to work and do it. Is my perception. Perception is different. No, perception can be, no, I don't do anything because this is not my government. I do when the other government comes, I start my work. There are a lot of people like this in government organization. They may say, no, this is not my government, I don't. This is my perception. That's their perception. Therefore, no, don't do the perception only. Perception only is different. People may go and sleep. They don't work. Therefore, take many more the only auditors, the role, and not only perception, some more. I don't know. Okay, the job descriptions, maybe some other internal control procedures, and all of 6. Internal control procedures are very good. Okay, okay. Okay. Now there is another person, number 8, Kumarage. Are you ready? Kumarage, can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Yes, you can start now your presentation.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, my research is the impact of computer-based operating system in performance of private banking sector in Sri Lanka. In introduction, I have given an operating system is the software that manage computer hardware and software resources and provides common service to the computer programs. In core banking system, nearly every major banking process, information technology that runs the bank's central nervous system, the softwares and infrastructure that links service to business units, customers and back office functions. Computer-based operating systems very much essential to private banking sector in Sri Lanka. And in the industry, before the introduction of the computer in banking operations, the banking industry was faced with a lot of problems, such as delays in response, service delivery, time improper handling, keeping of storing and the keeping of data and records, inaccuracy, errors in data entries and interest computation, transmissions of fund from one place to another. So after that, the research objectives are to understand the status of usage IT database system in Sri Lankan private banks and to identify the impact of the IT-based computer operating systems to the banks. My research questions are: what is the usage of IT database system in Sri Lankan private banks? What is the impact of the IT-based computer operating systems to the banks? In my conceptual framework, I have mentioned performance of the private banking sector as the dependent variable. Computer operating system is the independent variable. Independent variable will be measured on technological advantages, customer accessibility, employee accessibility. Below in the chart, the data collection methods are primary and secondary data methods. In my mode of analysis, I have given the customer accessibility. I will measure it from user friendliness, access availability, counter traffic. Technological advantages, I will again measure by user friendliness, accuracy. So here employee, not accuracy, it is employee accessibility. It's a mistake. Service quality and training availability. I will measure those things in annual reports, internal journals, questionnaires. Hello.
That's all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the student, yeah, please see the difference of that. He is now is Kumarage. Kumarage
Yes.
is now is his second presentation. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you see the difference. Now little bit improve that your proposal.
Yes, sir. Last
Because
time
that
conceptual framework was
almost
not there.
many parts of your proposal have been covered now. The objectives,
Yes, sir.
questions, everything.
Last time.
Yes.
Last time I couldn't explain the conceptual framework because I didn't include it. Now I have included it and
Yeah. Now you see that performance of the private bank based on the technological advance, customer accessibility, and employee accessibility. How this computer operating system improve the performance of the bank. Now you see that one of the student now presented in Northern Province computer-based accounting. This is a computer-based accounting here, computer operating system. How that computer operating system affect to the performance of the banks, performance of the organization, that is a research. That's a research, not that effectiveness of the computer operating system. Not only computer operating system, that component of operating system based on technological advances, accessibility and employee accessibility, and finally see the research, doing the research and see how that performance affect to the that particular operating system. That's the research. Okay, good. You can submit it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you
you
very
very
much.
much. And is there any more students to submit? Present? Are you going to present? What is your number? Yeah, 15. Your name? G? Okay. Okay, start. Take this one.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My research proposal topics is the effect of working environment on employees' performance. And this topic, I have been analyzing the data from government and the private sector banks, which has been taken nearly 2 banks from the government sector and the 2 banks from the private sector. And the initial topic, which has been trying to develop the framework of impact, the industry improvement and industry design been improve and how it affects to the workers' performance and how workers react to the industry improvements. And under this topic, I have trying to elaborate the background of improvement of the what is the bank being acquire and the designs, even the new competition, and how the government and the private banks been the react to that, and based on that, the employees' reaction, how they get convert to the changes. The problem question I have been defined here, what is the workers found difficulties during the organization changes? And trying to develop that, then the research I have been defined the main objective is to understand identify the effect of the office design, the impact to the performance, and the supervisory contribution, how the supervisory contribution effect to the design, sorry, the performance, as well as the motivation factors, what the organization been the establish how it affect to the performance of the employees. And the sample, as I said, the samples I have been collected from the 2 government bank, that was the BOC and People's, and the private is a commercial bank and the Sampat bank. And the measurement criteria, the conceptual framework, the dependence variable I have been taken as a dependent variable is the working environment, and the independent variables are quite few. That's one is the employee's performance, the availability, competence, and responsive productivity.
Yeah, now lot of the parts of your proposal has been covered. Now the problem is now what is your dependent variables?
Dependent variable is the worker's environment, the working environment. That means I'm trying to define the design, the bank designs, as well as the structural changes.
That is independent variable, so dependent.
Sorry, dependent variable. Because of the working environment changes, how it affects to the workers' performance.
Workers' performance.
Yeah, workers' performance. The independent, I have taken the availability, competence, and the responsive of the workers and productivity, how the independently productivity
Yeah,
being developed.
how do you measure the performance, employees' performance?
Yeah, so the performance I'll be evaluating from the appraisals as well as the periodicals and magazines published by the specific bank, as well as the independent reviewers, like who has been already developed their own structures for the banking structure as well as the HR structure, how it's developed and what is their opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm trying
Is there any structures available in the banks
sir, I have been
to measure the performance?
yes, sir. Basically there are two appraisal structures there to evaluate. The one is the independent questionnaires, which has been given to understand about the changes. Like before the bank doing any changes, they try to gather the information. But the government banks are not doing much. But the private banks, of course, they do that. And
You
the
are going to apply the same thing in the public banks too. The same question.
yeah, because public bank are also trying to convert to the same level, because the BOC become a 5 ways, and the People's Bank trying to gather the ISO procedures. Then of course they might come into the same structure in future.
Okay. That's why you see that now in the other students too, they are now presented and to see that satisfaction of the employees' performance. You cannot check that satisfaction of the employees by your own questionnaires. If the system is available, as you said correctly, that system is available, appraisal of that system is applied in the private bank, you can take that same system to the public bank and see whether that there's a performance.
Yes.
That the accepted system should be applied for evaluate that performance of the human beings. Otherwise, that you cannot ask the question, are you satisfied or not? That's not the way of doing the research. You cannot get that correct answer.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Is there any more presentations? I will call you. Okay. Yeah. What's your number? $39. Yes. Yes. You have to submit that your all reports to the Dropbox as well as that the hard copy to the embassy office. Okay. Don't submit the wrong Dropboxes. The final Dropbox is available.
My research topic is the impact of working capital management and organization profitability, evidence from listed manufacturing companies in Sri Lanka. When I move to the research problem, I will identify does working capital management affect the profitability of the listed manufacturing companies in Sri Lanka. This research should be mainly focused on to explain the relationship between working capital management and profitability of the listed manufacturing companies in Sri Lanka, and highly concentrate on the secret behind companies' profitability. To achieve that task, it is essential to recognize firms' working capital changes such as stock, receivables, and payables and cash. When I move to the significance of the study, in each and every company, working capital management is significant function because of all the activities depend on the working capital management of the organization. If any faults arise due to the mismanagement of the working capital, it may influence to entire organization operation and profitability. Therefore, identification of the relation with the variable of working capital management is very essential rather than other operation of the company. Now I will explain what are the objectives of the study. general objectives of the research is to examine the relationship between working capital management and profitability of the listed manufacturing companies in Sri Lanka. To achieve the general objectives, these objectives want to be used to determine whether there is a significant relationship between average collection period and profitability of the firm, to establish whether there is a significant relationship between inventory conversion period and profitability of the firm, as well as if there is any significant relationship between average payment period and profitability of the firm. And final one is if there are any significant relationship between capital cash conversion cycle and profitability of the firm. I can mention other objectives as like that: to study the working capital changes of the listed manufacturing companies in Sri Lanka, to identify the different strategies of working capital management employed by the companies, to determine the working capital requirement of listed manufacturing companies in Sri Lanka. When I am going to conceptual frameworks, independence variable are average collection period. It is under the receivable management. I can take average collection period. Under the inventory management, I can take inventory conversion period. Under the account payable management, I can get the average payment period. Under the cash management, I can get the cash conversion cycle. Dependent variable is profitability of the listed manufacturing companies in Sri Lanka. I can take control variables such as sales growth, firm leverage, current ratio, and firm size. When I consider methodology, I build 4 hypotheses. One is there is no significant relationship between average collection period and profitability of the companies. Second one, there is no significant relationship between inventory conversion period and the profitability. Third one, there is no significant relationship between average payment period and profitability. Final one is there is no significant relationship between cash conversion cycle and profitability. I will select the listed manufacturing company in Sri Lanka for the period from 2005 to 2015. As well as I will take 10 manufacturing companies. When I am going to data analysis technique, ratio analysis, hypothesis analysis, and correlation analysis techniques are used for the analysis.
Okay, Christina. Okay, thank you very much. Last week that you have presented any
Yes,
other?
sir, I selected only Harishchandra means PLC. Sir told me to select the manufacturing companies.
Oh, now you expanded your sample. Okay, now that's okay. Submit your proposal to the group. Okay, any more presentations today? What happened to you? Your present. Okay. Okay. Vijayavardhana, are you ready to present? Vijayavardhana? Vijayavardhana, can you hear me?
Sir,
Yes, you can start now.
my topic is the effects of tax revenue on economic growth in Sri Lanka.
Yes. But you have presented
Um,
previously, am I correct?
yes, yes, sir.
What are
In
the
this research, I
comments
take
that
to
I, I have given to you?
uh, so said me to change the conceptual framework.
Yes.
Uh,
What are the changes you
uh,
made?
uh, I have selected GDP per capita as the independent variable, tax
Okay.
revenue and public spending as dependent variables.
Okay.
Then I use regression analysis method to test the validity of predictions. The
No, there is
regression model
something
is
wrong
built
now
on
here. The tax revenue depend on GDP or GDP depend on tax revenue?
no uh, tax revenue on. I want to study the effects of tax revenue on economic growth in Sri Lanka.
Effect on
Uh, Effect on economic growth in Sri Lanka.
tax revenue. I don't know whether that your independent and dependent variables are correct or vice versa. That means that GDP depend on tax revenue or tax revenue depend on GDP. Little bit not sure about that. Public spending on GDP or GDP on public spending. When tax revenue increases, GDP increase. Am I correct?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I want to uh, study the effects of tax revenue on economic growth in Sri Lanka.
Tax revenue? No,
Tax
no,
revenue
please,
on economic growth.
please listen to my question and answer. Don't tell the same thing again and again.
Yes, sir.
GDP depend on tax revenue or revenue depend on GDP?
Tax revenue depend on GDP.
Tax revenue depend on GDP. And public
Sorry,
spending?
Uh, I have selected GDP per capita as the independent variable and tax revenue and public expenditure as dependent variables.
I'm not sure about. Yeah, tell me that. Explain to me how that the tax revenue depend on GDP. Tell me more
Sorry,
about.
um, actually, I want to study the relationship between tax revenue and economic growth.
No, tell me more about how that GDP and tax revenue relationship.
Taxation is intended to raise the necessary funds for public expenditure, to redistribute income, to stabilize the economy, to overcome externalities, and to influence the allocation of resources, while at the same time it supported to the economic growth.
Then you say that public is spending effect to
and
the GDP.
taxation. Yes, sir.
Then there is wrong now. That is your conceptual framework says that GDP depend on public spending.
Uh, so I have to change the variables again.
No, I don't know whether that is. That's why that several times I asked the same question. You said that no. Your one is correct. When GDP increases, tax revenue increase, or tax revenue increases, GDP increase. Or
When tax revenue
or GDP increases, that public spending increases, or the other way around.
when tax revenue increases, GDP increases.
Then your conceptual framework is incorrect, wrong. Okay? You have to change. Tax revenue increases GDP, then tax revenue should be independent variable and GDP may be dependent variable. Now you see that methodology in your formula y is equal to GDP. Y is equal to annual growth rate of GDP. That is dependent variable. Where is dependent variable? GDP. In framework, wrong. Tax revenue is independent. You see, the tax revenue is B1, T, B2. XT is
yes.
The formula is different. Equation is different from this one. You have to change.
Oh.
Now, hypothesis, there is no relation between tax revenue and GDP. Tax revenue and GDP. GDP is dependent.
Okay, sir.
Okay, correct that one and resubmit.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And now again that you see that your topic says tax revenue on GDP, not GDP on tax revenue.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Correct and resubmit.
Okay, sir.
Okay, any more presentations today? Okay, we'll see any more presentation. I have finished that almost more than 50-55 presentations. But anyway, there are 10-15 students not yet presented, but they are not allowed to submit their proposal to the final Dropbox and final presentation. They have to do the presentation again the next year and submit their proposal and get the results in the next year, 2018. Okay, now we'll see. I'll be here another 10-15 minutes. Any more presentation we can take, or otherwise we will stop that today's session and we'll meet you again at the final presentation at 9th of April for your examination purpose. That should be your presentation for examination purpose. Okay, in front of the panel including me, there are a lot of people participate for the panel presentation. Therefore, you have to do your presentation in front of the other panel members. Okay, thank you very much. And those who have presented, please incorporate my comments to your proposal and submit to the relevant Dropbox available in the LMS page, and also hard copy submit to the Embassy office at the Department of Accountancy. Please read the instruction before submission of your final presentation. Okay, thank you very much and thank you, all the best.